So the thing we need to keep in mind about Hong Kong, which a lot of people don't really seem to be sort of taking into consideration, is that this is a very important part of Chinese identity, and therefore they cannot compromise on that. Because when we look at the origins of the China-Hong Kong split, it goes down to the Opium Wars and China's defeat at the hands of the British Empire. So China is now trying to come out of this identity. China is in a position where it needs to demonstrate to its own people and to the world that essentially it is its own entity and that other global factors cannot really dictate terms to China. So even though they agreed in 97 to the one country, two laws framework, which is that Hong Kong would be allowed to have its own autonomy and freedom to a certain extent for the next 50 years.
Because of China's dominance in the current era, Western countries, they are finding the way to put China in trap using the human rights issues. If you take about now, the Western media, they are more and more concerned about what is happening in Hong Kong. But I wanted to clearly state here, Hong Kong is part of China. But China has all the right to manage their own part of their country. And but Western world or Western media using this Hong Kong to bring unnecessary issues on China to interrupt China's advancement when it comes to maritime security as well as the BRI projects.
What we are seeing is the Chinese with Taiwan and with Hong Kong constantly pressuring them and constantly testing the limits, because this is essential for China's position as a global power, and as China's rival, it is therefore essential for the Americans to try to undermine that process as much as possible with the help of local Hong Kong and Taiwanese resistors. So right now, in terms of China's crackdown on the Hong Kong protesters, in terms of the erosion of democracy and things like that, this is the larger picture that we need to take into consideration, that this is a historical question, a civilizational question about China's identity, and they will therefore not be willing to take it lightly.